Hey everyone, Kiro here. In this video I'm going to be showing you where all 100 spare parts are in Mercenaries 2. So how I've structured this guide is that I will be showing you where to get the spare parts as you would get them going through the game, because a lot of the map is locked off to you at the start of the game. So I'll be showing you what spare parts you can get as the map size increases, if that makes sense. So let's get started with the first spare part, shall we? The first spare part is in the grass hedge just behind the PMC. When you leave through the back door, it's to the left. The second spare part is on the harbour or port area behind the PMC. It's just north of the last spare part. The third spare part is against this house here. It's like the last house in this area. Through this house. It's the area where you got the guns in the pickup truck for the UP. It's in that kind of area. The fourth spare part is in the car park of the bar, when you first started the game. It's just to the left of the car park area, I guess. So we will now be getting all the spare parts you can get while doing the Universal Petroleum mission. So all the ones in Maracaibo and around the outposts and stuff. So the fifth spare part is, as you enter Maracaibo, it is just to the right by this truck here and the billboard. So it's in this area. The sixth spare part is by this monument here. It is just to the right of the last spare part over there. So let's get that and get the next one. The seventh spare part is by this wall here. It's just a little bit further than the last spare part. So it's against this wall here with the orange building. The eighth spare part is at the base of this statue right here. Let me just look around so you can see exactly where it is, and look at the mini-map so you can see where I am too. So that is the eighth one. The ninth spare part is at the base of this billboard here. It's directly east from the last spare part with the statue, and I'm a little bit further than the Universal Petroleum checkpoint there, and that's the bridge that way. So yeah, it's right here. The 10th spare part is in this empty car park here. It's opposite the fenced car park there with the billboard. Just so you know what it is, it's against the wall here. And you get the Panzer cycle for collecting 10 spare parts. The 11th spare part is at the base of this billboard here. It's where the UP checkpoint is, on the west exit of Maracaibo leading up to the airport. It's right here. The 12th spare part is at the base of this palm tree. It's to the left of this giant radio tower or whatever it is. The 13th spare part is at the base of this statue of the man. It's hard to explain where this is, but just look at the mini-map and the actual map. And it's where the main road bends there. And it's right here. The 14th spare part is actually in the... I don't know exactly what this outpost is called of UPs, but I just like to call it the East Outpost. The East Outpost is under the giant crane here, right at the edge of the outpost, I guess, by the money over there. So Oh, and I did forget to mention that if for some reason the spare parts are not showing up for you, it's because there's a bug that makes all the spare parts disappear. It happened to me when I did a story mode. All the spare parts disappeared, and all I had to do was reload the game, the save file, and they all appeared again. So if that happens, that's probably why. Spare parts number 15 and 16 are both in the Universal Petroleum HQ area. So the number 15 is right opposite the front doors there. And number 16 is just up here around the corner against this wall. The 17th spare part is by this bridge here. Once you get to this bridge, if you go to the left around the corner here, and then turn left again, it will be hidden behind this building. Spare part number 18 is by the billboards here at the corner of this road. It's at the base of the billboards. That is all the spare parts in the main city of Maracaibo. So now we will be getting the spare parts out in the outposts and the refinery area. The 19th spare part is against the wall just to the left of the Grand Maracaibo Hotel. It's just west of the Alta Grazia outpost. So yeah, it's against this wall. The 20th spare part is against this building. It's in the Cabamas outpost, if that's the right word. It's just behind the main outpost building. Against this one, by the fill. So yeah. And you get the North Wind shop item after collecting 20 spare parts. The 21st spare part is against this refinery here. It's on this road. It's just past the petrol station. It's where the money is. I mean, you just seen the map, so you can kind of pinpoint where it is. Oh, I did forget to mention that is all the spare parts you get for you know, around the Universal Petroleum area. So we will now be heading to the PLAV area, which you can get all these spare parts as you do in the PLAV missions and outposts and stuff like that. The 22nd spare part is against the wall on this building here, on this main road to the left. So yeah. The 23rd spare part is in this VZ base. I have not cleared this base out yet, so I'm just going to get in and get out. So I'll just quickly show you where it is. Sorry I didn't pause to show you on the map exactly where it is. So just right up here and not crash into that rock. And it is against this house here where the fuel is. So it's going to get ahead of you. So grab it and get out. The 24th spare part is in between these houses here. They're right past the PLAV. Is it PLAV? Yeah, PLAV checkpoint here. If we look between these first two houses, it is right here. The 25th spare part is just to the left, yeah, left there as you enter the eastern entrance to Merida. So let's get it. The 26th spare part is in this area. The reason why I've shown you is because I'm at the corner here. If you run over to this house here, Restaurant de Japons or whatever it's called, it's behind it. It's in between these houses here. The 27th spare part is in between these buildings here. It's right near where the church or cathedral, whatever it's called is. Just showing you so you can see exactly where it is. The 28th spare part is at the base of this structure here. It's actually in the cathedral area, church, whatever you call it. The 29th spare part is pretty hidden, so I just want to show you where the church is and where exactly I am. So if you go here and through this bush here, there's a hidden area, and that is where spare part 29 is. Right here. The 30th spare part is in this area. I can't really explain it. I'll just show you where exactly I'm standing. And you can see on the mini-map and on the map. It's to the right, and it's just behind this bus stop here. Against this wall. And you get the Vulcan 4x4 shop item. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's a pretty awesome vehicle. Spare parts number 31 and 32 are both in the Eastern Merida outpost. So the 31st spare part is just outside the main outpost building. And number 32 is to the right at the corner of this street here. You can see here as you're going straight down, right here. The 33rd spare part is in a pretty difficult place to locate, so you're going to have to look at the map and the mini-map on my screen where exactly it is. I'll collect it for you. So that's the 33rd spare part, and then I'll go on my helicopter, and then I'll just ascend for you, just so you can see exactly where it is. It's south of the small Universal Petroleum base that's in the jungle there. So I'm just going to keep going higher just so you can see exactly where it is. So there's the base straight ahead, and it's just south of that. In this open area here. I can't explain it much better than that, to be honest, so hopefully I made it a bit easier for you to follow. The 34th spare part is in this small PLAV camp. It's just south of the PLAV HQ. I would get a helicopter to travel down here because the HQ was up there, and it's right next to these big fuel, you know, reserves or tanks, whatever you want to call them. So for the next set of spare parts now. Okay, so that was all the spare parts you can get by doing all the PLAV missions and, you know, outposts and stuff like that. So these next spare parts we can get while going to get Ava, our mechanic. So, and I would advise you to get a helicopter here, because one of the spare parts you can only get as far as I could tell with a helicopter. So it's best just to collect all these spare parts with a helicopter, just to make it easier. The 35th spare part is against this building in this like abandoned port area. It's by the billboard there. I can't really explain this one. It's pretty hard to show you where exactly it is. You'll have to use the mini-map and the map to know exactly where this area is. But yeah, it's against this building here, just in front of the billboard. The 36th spare part is in the mountains north of, you know, North Guanare. Okay, so I should mention is that I'm pretty late into the game, so there's a Allied Nation base here. There won't be for you if you're playing this early on. Which if you're going to see Ava, they'll just be the spare part up on this mountain. Spare part number 37 is just southeast of the last spare part. It's against this building. But again, if you're playing this in early game, this building won't be here. Nothing will be here. So don't try and, if you're playing in the early game, don't try and look for any of these buildings. There won't be anything here. It'll just be nothing here apart from this spare part. So yeah, it kind of sucks how it does that late game. But whatever, I suppose. Oh, and I should mention that there's a lot of anti-air if you have not taken out the VZ buildings in Gwenare. So you might lose your helicopter if you've got a slow helicopter. So I'd use a fast, nimble helicopter to collect all these spare parts. Spare part number 38 is in the hills to the east of Gwenare. Again, because I'm playing late game, there is an allied nation base here, which again, if you're playing in early game, there won't be. There'll just be this spare part just on the ground and nothing else here. Spare part number 39 is outside Ava's garage, is just to the left over here. At this point you should be going to start Ava's mission, but I say hold off because there's some spare parts we gotta get in the quarry area. So it's best to collect them first, then start Ava's mission. So. Oh, and again, at this point, since we're coming out of Gwenare now, and there's not a lot of anti-air, I would get an helicopter here now to get the spare parts in the quarry area and make things much easier. So for the 40th spare part, it's not exactly where I marked on the map because I'm just showing you where I am. So once you get to these gates here, go past them and instantly turn right. And follow this like path here, and the 40th spare part is in this area. This base will be empty if you're playing in early game, but yeah, it's right here. And you will get the urban commando that appears in the shop now from Ava when you collect 40 spare parts. Spare part number 41 is in this like settlement here that should be empty if you're playing in early game, but it's occupied by the allied nations in the late game. It's up near this fuel tank right here. It's hard to really show. It's at the base of the flag. So yeah. So this next spare part, we need an helicopter as far as I can tell. So make sure you get a helicopter, and there might be some VZ resistance here if you're playing in early game. There's some tanks there as well, so be careful about that. So spare part number 42 is on that mountain there with the crane. I'm showing you here just to make it easier, I suppose. There is some VZ resistance here even in late game with tanks, and they're very good at shooting the helicopter, so be careful about that. So I'm just going to try and land on this mountain with the crane, and it is right there in the oh, I'm going to get shot here, aren't I? Yep. That sucks. So yeah, the oh, let me kill this guy before just in case I die. So yeah, the spare part is on this mountain, which as far as I can tell, you do need a helicopter because there's no bridge leading up to it. It's by this crane. So for spare part 48, it is up by this rock here. So I do just want to show you exactly where I am. So once you cross this very unique bridge, you want, as soon as you get off this bridge, turn right and follow the path, and there's a path that leads up to this area right here, and the spare part is against this by this rock. I hope I'm making this very easy. Sounds complicated, but yeah, that is the last spare part for the Ava section now. So the next spare parts will all be around the pirates area, the faction, the pirates. So we'll be getting all the spare parts around that area now. Spare part number 44 is near this campfire here. I can't exactly like. Okay, so there's the pirate HQ. It's like, you can see it from here. I can't really explain where exactly this campfire is, but yeah, just look for this section here, and it's by this campfire. Spare part number 45 is just to the right, just before the boardwalk to the pirate HQ. It's just to the right here. Spare part number 46 is just to the right of the door to this like harbour or port tower. I should mention that that is where you first meet Misha, so that is jet marker will be there, so it's just to the right of that building against this door. And I forgot to mention, you should be getting all these spare parts before you actually talk to the pirates. Before you start any pirate missions, you should be collecting these spare parts, so yeah. Spare part number 47 is at the base of this giant satellite. This area is south of the pirate HQ, so yeah, it's at the base of the satellite. Spare part number 48 is inside of this broken warehouse type building. This area is to the northwest of the satellite spare part, just in this settlement here. Spare part number 49 is by the fountain in front of this hotel. This is the most like southwestern like settlement in the pirate area. There's the big mansion there. So yeah, the spare part is right here. So at this point now, you should have completed, I think the mission is Jungle Cruise at the Pirate HQ, and then you'll be allowed to accept the Central Island Outpost. So right now, alright, so the next spare parts you should be doing while you're doing the Central Outposts mission. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm just saying the earliest time to get these... not the earliest, but I'd say the best time to get these next spare parts is while you're doing the Central Outpost mission. The 50th spare part is on this like island. There's a lot of VZ resistance here, and it is at the base of this watchtower here in the northeast of the island. So yeah, there's the oil rig. I'm just trying to show you where exactly it is. So yeah, and you get the Black Heart shop item for collecting 50 spare parts. Spare part number 51 is against the rock launcher building, I guess, because if you're doing this while you're getting the Central Outpost, while you're actually trying to capture it, there'll be rock launcher guys that come out here. So yeah, that is the main outpost building, and it is just to the south of that against this rock launcher like building. So yeah. Spare part number 52 is just outside of this like port or harbour building with the yellow truck outside of it. It's to this area, well, you've just seen the map, it's to the northwest, I think, of the actual outpost. So yeah, I don't know, I can't explain it better than that. So it's outside the building. Spare part number 53 is just in the middle of this area. There's a giant lit up building there. And there's 2 watch posts or watchtowers right here. So yeah, it's just in the field here. Now, for these next spare parts, I would say that you would need a helicopter. Not need it, but that all these spare parts now were on the different island. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. All these spare parts now were on the different islands around this area, and it's much easier just to traverse with a helicopter. So I would pick a fast helicopter if you got one, but any helicopter will do. Oh, and I forgot to mention that at this point, once you collect this spare part that was your number 53, go back to the Central Island Outpost, and you should be able to start the mainland outpost mission. So accept that mission and get these spare parts while you're doing the mainland outpost capture mission. Spare part number 54 is just on the field in front of this giant warehouse. There's some VZ resistance here. I don't know why actually. It should be pirates, but whatever. It's on the field right here. Spare part number 55 is in this like village area. There's the big mansion there. It's just behind there. I don't know. Should be easy enough to spot. But yeah, it's on the ground here. Spare part number 56 is against this fountain in the middle of this, like mansion area. Where spare part number 55 was, and I showed you the back of the building, this is it. So just go to the front of this building and the spare part is by this fountain. Spare part number 57 is right in the middle of this unique shaped island. I don't need to really explain much. The shape of the island's pretty unique, so it's just in the middle of it, right here. Spare part number 58 is actually in the mainland outpost, so it's against one of these buildings here. I'll show you where the... Alright, so there's the main outpost building. So if you just go down the path from there, and look here, the spare part is against this most right building, I guess. I can't explain stuff, but yeah, it's right here. Okay, so the next spare part is during the Misha mission. The mission you get from Misha, I mean. So get this spare part now while you're doing his mission. Spare part number 59 is just opposite the bunker you actually have to destroy for Misha. There's the bunker. And it is opposite it. This place is now occupied by pirates, but if you're playing during the Misha mission, it's very, very action-packed. There's a lot of easy trying to shoot you, so yeah. So, for the next spare parts, get these during the Get Solano mission. Okay, so spare part number 60 is over there, but I just want to show you where I am, because if you're doing this during the Get Solano mission, you will be in a car. So drive across this bridge here, and then after crossing it, you'll instantly want to turn left off the road here, and then go up here, and the spare part will be on the ground right... Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Again, because I'm playing in late game, the Allied Nations have made a base here, but if you're playing this, or if you're getting this spare part during the Get Solano mission, there will be nothing here. There will just be the spare part. So, yeah. So this is where part number 60 is. And we get the Saboteur shop item for collecting 60 spare parts. Spare part number 61 is just to the left of the bunker you got to hit with a bunker buster in the Get Solano mission. When I'm showing you the map for these two spare parts, you should actually not be following my marker, but the cross. Sorry, I'm making it a bit complicated, but yeah, if you're looking at the bunker there, follow this path here. And of course, if you're playing during the Get Solano mission, there will be a SAM turret here. Destroy that, and then keep going past it up this path here. And the spare part will be at the top of this hill here, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this is spare part number 61. So... right, that is it now for like any mission progression locked spare parts. So after you complete the Get Solano mission now, you will be introduced to the Allied Nations and the Chinese army from Fiona. So after you get introduced to them, the entire map unlocks and you can get all the spare parts now. You can get them all right away without doing any more missions. So, get a helicopter for this. It makes it much easier. And I would say get a VZ helicopter rather than get, anything else. I don't know why. It just seems easier. So the both the Chinese army and the Allied Nations will not be shooting at you if you keep beeping on and letting them know you're the mercenary. So yeah, it's just a lot easier to navigate that area, that side of the map without being shot down. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but let's collect all the rest of the spare parts, shall we? Spare part number 62 is in the Allied Nations base. It's to the north of the quarry and it is behind a, I don't know what to call these, like sandbag, you know, turret placement thingy. I don't know what to call it. I can't really explain where it is, so you'll just have to look at the map to see exactly where this base is. But yeah, it's really hard to explain, but yeah. Spare part number 63 is against this huge white building in the Allied Nation base. This base is to the east of the last spare part. So if you're flying over in a helicopter, you'll see this building pretty easily. So yeah, the spare part is against you behind some barrels. I can't really explain it better than that. These are hard to explain. Spare part number 64 is in a Chinese base. It is in front of this building here. This base is just north of Solano's bunker. It's pretty easy to find on the map. So yeah, it's against this building here. Spare part number 65 is just off the road here. If you're driving on the main road here and keep looking to the right, you will see it in this area here. I don't know how to explain it better than that, but yeah. Spare part number 66 is in a Chinese base in front of the church here. This spare part, where you were standing at the last spare part, just keep going through the bush and you will see this base. I should have shown it, but I decided to cut. So yeah, the spare part is in front of this building. Spare part number 67 is on the island to the west of the last spare part. There's the beach there. If you keep going straight, there's the spare part in front of this hut. Spare part number 68 is in a Chinese base. This place is to the west of the last spare part, and the spare part will be right in front of this water tower there. Here, by this couch. Spare part number 69, nice, is in a Allied Nation base. It is against this huge mansion here. This base is again to the west of the last spare part, so yeah. What the hell's going on? Anyway, whatever, use spare part. Spare part number 70 is in this area between three tents. I really can't explain this area. It's in the jungle. But there's a few... there's quite a lot of like 3 tents posted up in this area. So yeah, it's pretty hard to find. But again, look at the map and the mini-map where I am. And, you know, it's there. So we get the Bogdan Buggy shop item for collecting 70 spare parts. Spare part number 71 is in a VZ base, just on the floor here. There was a watchtower there, and I'm pretty sure there's a fuel tank here. Rocket launcher building over there and stuff. I kind of had to demo the place because there was a lot of VZ resistance. But yeah, this base is southwest of the last spare part. So yeah, sorry, you'll have to rely on the map for this one. Spare part number 72 is near the fuel tank in the Allied Nation base. It's where the HVT is. This base is north of the last spare part. Spare part number 73 is in the Allied Nation base, and it's to the left, against the wall to the left of the biggest building here. Spare part number 74 is in this small little abandoned area near the money. It's just south of the shanty town. Spare part number 75 is just at the base of this blue and white building. I thought I'd show you in the air because there's a lot of buildings here. But look for this blue and white building. There's Chinese soldiers patrolling it, and it is at the base of the building. Where exactly? Ah, right here. It's like to the right, if that makes sense. Spare part number 76 is just to the right as you come in off this path. I'll show you now. This is the main road. If you turn left here, I meant left, I said right. It's just to the left here as you come into this area. Part number 77 is in this abandoned little area next to the Chinese fuel tanks here. This area is southeast of the last spare part. You have to go over the mountains, you do. So the spare part will be right here next to the fuel tanks. Part number 78 is in the Chinese port base or something. There's the port there, and there's fuel right there, and the spare part is by the container here. I can't explain it much better than that. Spare part number 79 is in a very small Chinese base. This base is to the north of the last spare part, and it's near the fuel tank there. Part number 80 is against this I don't know, this grey box on the pavement. It's next to this white building and this giant block of flats. So yeah, here's part 80. Spare part 81 isn't here exactly, but I do just want to show you where the Allied Nation checkpoint is on this bridge. So go to the left here, and it is at the base of this billboard right here. I just thought it'd be easier to show you that way rather than just show you like straight away from here, you know. So yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know anymore. Spare part number 82 is by this huge light brown building and this smaller one. So the last spare part was up there. If you just follow this road north and then while looking to the left, you will see the spare part here. So for spare part number 83, look for this light brown building with the 3 flags in it, and the spare part will be to the left of the building right here. Spare part 84 is hidden behind this white house here. Just follow the road from the building with the 3 flags. If you're looking at the building with the 3 flags, turn left and follow the road while looking to the right, and you will see it right here. Hope that made sense. I doubt it did. Spare part number 85 is in the Chinese base. This base is to the northwest of the last spare part, and it is against the white building here.
Welcome back, Mercenaries.
And for collecting 85 spare parts, you get the Triton patrol boat. Spare part number 86 is at the base of this watchtower here. This area is just north of the last spare part. So look for the watchtower, and the spare part is at the base of it. So spare parts 87 and 88 are both in the Castle of St. Anthony area. So when you enter the castle area, look to the left here. What the hell? Look to the left here, and the spare part will be here. Now from this spare part, look to the right, and if you go by this like barracks tent thing, the spare part number 88 will be here. What the hell happened over there anyway? What the? Spare parts number 89 and 90 are both in the Northern Commander outpost, I think it's called. So once you enter the outpost, I said that weird there, whatever. Look to the left here. And the spare parts will be in between these boxes. So from this spare part now, look into this tank storage warehouse thingy and go straight through it, and the spare part will be out back here. Spare part number 91 is just outside of this like house here. It's just in front of the Northern Commander outpost. I'm sure Commander is the right word. I hope it is. But yeah, it's right here on the floor. Spare part number 92 is inside of this open warehouse area. It's in the Chinese base. I'm pretty sure this is south of the last spare part, if I'm not mistaken. But you could just see the map anyway and stuff, so. Spare part number 93 is in the like Chinese base. This base is south of the last spare part, and the spare part is by the fill, by the water's edge. Spare part number 94 is in the garden of this mansion here. Is in front of the door right here. I wish I showed more of this area, but if you can see on the map, just look for this building. It's quite easy to find in the if you're in a helicopter. So spare part number 95 is in front of this mansion here. I can't really explain it, but just look for this mansion here, and the spare part will be right in front of the front door. Again, you could just look at the map and then go there and then try and find this building. So yeah. Spare part number 96 is in front of the church here. It's just to the left of the doors. Or actually, no, well, the main door anyway, but yeah. Spare part number 97 is at the base of the statue of the man here. It's in the big massive square on the map, so it's pretty easy to find. And, you know, bridge over there and stuff. Spare part number 98 is in the port of Caracas. It's in the northwest area on this like T-shaped port, you know. And it's behind these barrels here. Spare part 99 is on the floor on this island. The reason why I'm in the air is that if you're having trouble, try and find this black smoke here, because that is where the spare part is. So go down here. And by the way, if you didn't know, this is the prologue island you first fight to save Carmona or whatever. Anyway, here is the spare part. Right here. Time to get the last one now. So spare part 100, the last one, is on the Margarita Island, which is owned by the Chinese forces, and it is trespassing no matter what. So look for this giant mansion here, and the spare part is just to the left of the door. So I'm quickly gonna just get it before I make the Chinese army angry at me. So yeah, go around here, and the spare parts will be right here. And that is all the spare parts in the game, and we get the Scorcher shop item. So I'm gonna get out here, and I will see you back at the PMC to finish the video. Okay everyone, so that is the guide to all 100 spare parts in Mercenaries 2. I hope it was easy to follow, because I'm not very good at making guides, but I thought I'd put this out there just to help people and stuff. And I know what you were thinking. 100 spare parts is a bit too much for me, but You stayed for the boober. Admit it. Nothing wrong with it. Anyway, that is the end of the video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope this guide helped. And I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.